Teachers, what's the saddest thing you found out about a student? I've been a middle school teacher for almost 12 years. I've had students with learning disabilities, troubled home lives, disciplinary records longer than some adults. Resumes. But one kid, Daniel, stuck with me in a way I still can't shake. He was in my homeroom in English class, 7th grade. Quiet, always polite. His homework wasn't perfect, but it was always done. Never talked back, never forgot a pencil, never missed a day. That in itself was strange. Kids miss school, they get sick, they skip. But Daniel, perfect. Attendance. Even when he looked exhausted, pale, or had dark circles under his eyes. Still showed up, still turned in every assignment on time. I started paying closer attention. He never raised his hand in class, never asked for help. He'd flinch when someone bumped into him like he was used to being hurt. And his clothes, though clean, always looked a size too small. Like hand-me-downs that hadn't quite made the stretch. I asked the school counselor to look into it discreetly. She pulled his file and found almost nothing. No disciplinary issues, no reports of abuse, just a note from years back. Mother deceased, lives with father, no other known relatives. One Friday afternoon, I asked him to stay behind after class. I told him I just wanted to talk. Nothing bad. He nodded, sat down, and waited. I said, "Hey Daniel, I've noticed you always do your work. You're always here. That's impressive. But I also notice you seem tired a lot. Everything okay at home?" He didn't say anything for a long time. I thought he wasn't going to respond. Then he asked, very softly, "If I tell you something, will it get me taken away?" That stopped me cold. I said, "Only if you're in danger, Daniel. But I promise I'll listen. You're not in trouble." He looked down at his hands, fidgeted with a tear in his sleeve. Then he said, "My dad doesn't hit me. Not really. He just forgets me." I asked what he meant. Daniel explained that his father worked night shifts, slept during the day, and barely spoke to him. There was no food in the fridge, only old takeout and condiments. He hadn't had a hot meal in weeks. He did his own laundry when he could, walked himself to school, made his own dinner, usually cereal or crackers. "I don't think he hates me," he said. "I think he just doesn't care anymore." I asked about other family. He shook his head. "Mom died when I was 5. I don't remember her. No grandparents. No aunts. It's just me." That weekend, I couldn't sleep. Monday morning, I brought a bag of groceries and left it at the front desk for him. I didn't want to embarrass him, so I wrote a note. "For you, if you want it. No pressure." He took it, said nothing. But the next day, there was a folded napkin on my desk. Inside was a handwritten thank you note and a drawing of a loaf of bread with a smiley face. We didn't talk about it again. But every Friday, I left a small bag at the office. Cans of soup, peanut butter, fruit snacks, a little card. He never asked, but he always picked it up. Later that year, the school counselor and I worked together to contact a child welfare advocate. Quietly, subtly. No one ever showed up at Daniel's door with flashing lights or questions. But by the end of the school year, he was placed into a host family program. Not foster care exactly, more like a mentorship with housing. A retired couple took him in. He didn't say goodbye, just didn't show up for class one Monday. I found out from the counselor where he'd gone. 6 months later, I got a letter in the mail, no return address. Inside was a photo of Daniel at his new school, holding a trophy. He'd joined the chess club. Written on the back in messy, familiar handwriting were the words, "I get real dinners now. Thank you." I keep that photo in my desk drawer, and every time I feel burned out, tired, or frustrated with the job, I pull it out. And I remember that sometimes the quietest kids are carrying the heaviest burdens, and sometimes just noticing changes everything.